Will you be joining us for dinner?
I'm going out.
Hello, everyone. Today I'd like to share my thoughts on a film I recently revisited, Widow's Kiss from 1996. I watched it not too long ago, and it really felt like a classic 90s thriller, full of drama, mystery, and it left me with a mixed bag of emotions, part excitement, part disappointment. If you're looking for a light thriller to relax with, let me tell you a bit about it.
Go out the back.
If the 1990s were considered the golden season of the erotic thriller genre, with famous titles like Basic Instinct or The Last Seduction, then Widow's Kiss, directed by Peter Foldy, is more like a smaller branch of that tree. It's less flashy, but it carries a peculiar charm of its own.
The truth is, I'm too hungry to think clearly. Do you think we could finish this over dinner? My treat.
This was a made-for-TV movie, yet it captures a moody, shadowy atmosphere where desire and hidden schemes weave together like a psychological trap.
400 grand isn't that bad.
400 grand is nothing. Don't think small. I don't like that in you.
The story revolves around the widow Vivian, played by Beverly D'Angelo, a beautiful, alluring, but mysterious woman. She enters the life of Walter, a successful lawyer who has suffered loss and is now trying to raise his son Justin. From the very first moment Vivian appears, viewers can sense an energy that is both enchanting and unsettling. She is the kind of character you can't take your eyes off, but at the same time, you constantly question her true motives.
Good luck with your son.
You too.
What makes Widow's Kiss interesting is the way it explores the tangled relationships inside a newly formed family. Vivian becomes not only Walter's new wife, but also Justin's stepmother. And it is this dynamic that fuels much of the psychological tension.
Sean.
I think Sean's tired.
The film doesn't simply retell the old fairy tale trope of the wicked stepmother. Instead, it moves into more complex territory. Subtle attraction, blurred lines between care and control, between desire and taboo.
Sean?
No. No.
As a viewer, my first impression of Widow's Kiss was not shock or thrill, but rather a strange uneasiness, like walking into a beautiful room where the light is dim and you can't shake the feeling that someone is watching you from the shadows. The film doesn't need explicit erotic scenes or bursts of violence to make an impact. Instead, it seeps in slowly through small details. A smile that lingers too long, a gaze that holds for a beat too many, or a silence that stretches unnaturally. If I had to choose the one element that makes Widow's Kiss haunting and memorable, I'd point to the character of Vivian. She isn't just the central figure of the story. She's the soul of the film, embodying both seduction and danger. What fascinates me most about Vivian is the dual masks she wears. On the surface, she appears fragile, even vulnerable. At first, she doesn't seem threatening. She looks like a woman who has endured pain and now needs care and comfort. That outer shell awakens a protective instinct, especially in men like Walter. But as the story progresses, the second mask emerges. Vivian is coldly calculating. Her eyes are not simply those of someone craving love. They are the eyes of someone measuring, weighing, and waiting for the right moment to strike. She knows Walter is blinded by his longing, and she leverages that weakness. This interplay between vulnerability and manipulation makes her such a captivating character. Here, director Peter Foldy does something clever. He turns the limitations of a TV movie into an advantage. Without the freedom to push eroticism to theatrical extremes, he substitutes with atmosphere. The result is a film that feels almost like a modern noir, subdued, restrained, yet thick with tension and lingering unease. For me, watching Widow's Kiss was like reading a Gothic short story. The deeper you go, the colder it feels, yet you can't stop turning the pages. That's the exact sensation many successful erotic thrillers aim for.
Not this one.
And even though Widow's Kiss was just a TV production, it managed to achieve that effect in its own subtle way. So, we've just revisited Widow's Kiss, a film that may have been forgotten by many, but still holds its own distinctive mark. How about you? Have you ever watched this movie? What do you think of Beverly D'Angelo's performance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to support the channel, and make sure you don't miss more reviews of hidden and fascinating films. See you in the next video.